crossed the finish line thinking I was second. I didn't know I was the first one when I crossed the finish line. I thought I was second. And then I went to transition where like our bike and our other supplies are. That was where my phone was. And I'm like, oh, I was first. I was the first Vietnamese person either until I checked in with USA Triathlon and they were like, yeah, you were. I was like, did I just make history? After every single experience that I've gone through in my life, after every low, after every bad thing, I would go through it times like 100 if I could have this moment. I hate failing. I got asked the other day, what does success look like to you? And I'm like, it's always just being a little bit better than who you were yesterday.
Today's guest is Sarah Elizabeth Segrest, a triathlete, endurance athlete, and inspiring voice for resilience and identity. Born in Vietnam and adopted into the United States, her journey is one of transformation, belonging, and purpose. What started as a personal pursuit of growth quickly turned into something extraordinary. She rose through the ranks of triathlon, ultimately becoming the first Vietnamese-born woman to win a USA Triathlon Texas State Championship title. Through discipline, faith, and an unrelenting mindset, she has proven that your past does not define your future, your decisions do. But Sarah's impact goes far beyond competition. She is the founder of the Collective Tri, a community built to uplift, empower, and create space for others, especially beginners, to step into their strength. Her content and message center around faith, resilience, and the belief that everyone deserves to feel seen, valued, and capable. Welcome to Become the Victor, where we don't just talk about what someone went through, we talk about who they became because of it. Please welcome Sarah Segrest.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I appreciate it. The honor is all mine. Thank you again, Sarah, for doing this with me. Sarah, for anyone who is coming across you and your story, what is your story?
Uh, I think my story has so many multiple parts to it. Growing up, it was always like being adopted, and then just, in in the past year actually, it's turned into triathlon and becoming like as you said, the first Vietnamese person to win a Texas state title. So it's really like being Asian American, being an adoptee, and being a triathlete. So there's multiple facets to it.
Well, how did all of that transpire where you got into triathlete or triathlon?
So there's so many parts to it. When I first moved to Texas 2 years ago, I was actually coming out of a really tough relationship. So that's why I moved, and I was really out of shape, so I could barely run, even though I grew up, doing cross country and track. But really, I wanted to prove to myself that I was a strong, incapable person, not just physically, but also mentally. When I got out of my relationship, it really took a toll on like my mental health. It took a toll on my faith too. So I was wanting to do something very difficult, something that I felt like I could prove all of that. I landed on triathlon and I signed up for a race without even really learning knowing how to swim. I knew how to stay afloat, but that was probably about it.
Wow, that so you literally went in like with almost no experience.
Correct. Yeah, I didn't own a bike at the time when I signed up. I also, at the time I couldn't run like a 5K without stopping. And I couldn't tell you the difference between like the swim strokes at the time.
That is so, so cool.